Julie Wilson, welcome back to Fat Mascara.
What up, girl? I'm so happy to be back here. This really brings me joy, like on high levels to kiki with you. I really enjoy it. It's like a nice little, wow, like we're out here doing this beauty thing and I get to talk to one of my favorite people in the industry about the things that we do for a living.
And our awesome listeners who we just keep meeting more of. Welcome to Fat Mascara. I'm Jen Sullivan. She's Julie Wilson, one of our fabulous contributors. We're doing the beauty thing. We've lots to catch up on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're out here just experiencing all New York City has to offer. I saw you went to a music, or you went to Sunset Boulevard last night.
I have to tell y'all, listeners, when I tell you this, please just take heed and don't sleep on what I'm about to say. Go and buy your tickets to Sunset Boulevard on Broadway. If you're in New York, do it immediately. If you're not, plan a trip around it. It's that good. It's that good. I'm talking about multiple standing ovations throughout the performance, not at the end.
Oh.
That good.
I just got chills just thinking about it.
Nicole Scherzinger, is that how you say her last name?
Scherzinger?
Schweitzer?
Yeah.
Whatever. Nicole, I can sing my ass off, Broadway star. That's her new name. Give her all the things. Give her all the awards. Give her the Tony. Give the production the Tony. Best musical, best actress. I said it. You heard it here first on Fat Mascara.
I love when someone has a second life. They have a whole career and then they have a whole other career. Who would have thought she'd be a Broadway star?
Dream another
Maybe
dream.
She was before? Oh.
I think she was it was in her, but she went the route that opportunity opened itself up to. No one's saying that had to happen. That was part of her story. But the fact that, and that's kind of the whole plot line of Sunset Boulevard is this washed up
the parallels.
Kind of starlet from the silent movie era going into the talkies and being I'm still here, I'm still vibrant, I'm still can command an audience. And she kills it. I have goosebumps still from it last night. So go see
amazing.
It. And the production, I'm not going to give up too much, but the way in which they tell the story, the whole production of it all is amazing and exciting. And I'm just so glad I was able to see something like this. I mean, spent my own money, went. Do it. I know, because we get to go to a lot of things for free. So, I have to tell people sometimes, when you tell people, I know I get all these products for free, but I actually spent money on this product. That's when you know it's, good.
Yes. #NotAd is a new thing that you can wear whenever you put that out into the world.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it was really good.
You've been doing the beauty thing. What else have you been up to since I saw you?
I went to see Billie Eilish. At my big old age, went to see Billie Eilish. And
stop. I feel like Billie embraces all.
No, she definitely does. But I just thought she wasn't for me. It's very voice insane. Always when I hear her top 40 hits, I'm always yes, Billie, go, love it. But never was one to listen to an album from start to finish. I was just kind of she's talented, she's beautiful. Let her be out there in the world and find her people. I wasn't necessarily one of her people. I was one of her people when it came to her fragrance, because I really do love her fragrances.
Oh, wait, which one?
I love a Billie, an Eilish #1, the vanilla moment.
Okay.
But I actually wore Eilish 2 to the concert. So I went with Billie Eilish fragrances and Parlux to one of the Madison Square Garden shows. And I cried. Jen, I wept.
Do you remember which song it was?
It was the
Barbie one.
No, the sad, the party's not over. Party's not, I don't know. It's on my Instagram. I put a video and I put that song in the background. She was doing this whole vocal layering thing, and then she laid on the ground and sang it, and I wept like a child. I was thinking about all of the boys who wouldn't dance with me at school dances, and all those emo kid feelings were coming up.
Yeah.
And I was oh my God, Billie. And she's sounds like an angel.
I bet you were a little emo, weren't you?
I was emo. I'm super emo, even now. clearly.
I'm like jealous that you've been experiencing the culture. I've been out here, guys. You know, I'm not
You were
full-time
in
parent,
Paris with
but
Cody.
I was in Paris.
Like, let's just all calm down. You were in Paris.
No, that was fun. I chatted about that with Jess last week. But then since then, my stepson's visiting from Germany.
Oh.
So I am playing full-time parent because he's not in school for 3 weeks because he's on the European school system. So
to be a European child.
yes. So it's funny for me because it's like I have a 10-year-old son right now. And I was like, I can ask Julie about this.
I have a 10-year-old son
for you.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Hair. All right, we all
Mm-hmm.
know like the teen boys are into the hair. They're getting the perms. They have the alpaca cut. They're this, that.
The alpaca cut sends me.
I know. Orion, your son, is one of your sons. He's 10.
Mm-hmm.
So Atlas has long hair, shoulder length. I know Orion has long hair. Clearly highly different textures.
Yes, yes.
But like, who is the one in charge of the hair is what I want to know at age 10. Is it mom?
We are in a partnership. We are in a true partnership.
I need more information because right now we're at brush your hair. You didn't really brush it. Now we have dreadlocks forming in the back. I'm going to de-knot it. It's that vibe.
Well, my child has locks because so it's
by choice.
By choice. However, they didn't start off that way. He had freedom locks, meaning they freeform locks. Like I was just allowing his hair to lock however it wanted
Twisting
to lock.
or just doing its own thing?
Like I was washing his hair, but I wasn't detangling it. So I was allowing the hair to lock in any way it wanted when he was little. We're doing the same for Nadir, my 3-year-old. I was like, well, just cut it off if it starts clumping in a weird way that doesn't look good or isn't hygienic or whatever. But they formed beautifully. And now because they're longer, for the past several years, we've been getting them twisted professionally.
I was just going to say, who's doing it? You go to the barbershop.
Yes. There's a salon up in Harlem called Lock Goddess that we go to. And he sits there for like 3-4 hours and gets them re-twisted once he gets new growth. So we probably bring him like 4 to 5 times a year.
When he has to do maintenance, though, because he's got to clean his scalp, he's got to do all that. Do you have to double check that he's getting it done correctly still?
Oh, for sure. I'm in the shower. Not in the shower, but I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, wash yourself and let me know when you're ready for your hair. And then I come in and I'll wash his hair.
Okay. So this is not overbearing of me to be still intimately involved in hair care for him.
No, because it's also a struggle for me to even get into the shower, to even just wash his body, not even his hair. I'm like, you stink. I love you. You stink. What a blessing it is that we have a shower that you can use every single day, if not several times a day. We have water. This is a blessing. Wash your body. It's a privilege to be able to wash your body. I need you to get in there, wash it, and then I'm going to come in and wash your hair.
We have the opposite problem. He loves the shower. He's just dancing around singing to himself like it's pool time.
God, that's so cute.
Doing none of the hair care that we need to be doing. So that's where we are.
Maybe find like product that he likes and that might get him
right
in.
Now, Julie, I walked in this morning. So he has my Orbe shampoo. It's like signature whatever happened to be in there. And it has a flip top.
Orbe.
And I see the entire top of the Orbe shampoo unscrewed and sitting next to the shampoo. And so I lift up, you know when you lift the milk and you think there's milk left and then there wasn't? And it's like, woo! So I walk up to him with the cap separate and the thing and I was like, what's going on? He's like, it came out because I didn't. And so I showed him how to do the flip top, but he like pretty much used a third of a bottle of Orbe. So his hair smells delicious, I'll tell you that.
And it's probably shining and giving body.
It's shining. The detangling that's more of an issue. So I'm thinking he's going to get some Lola V glossing detangler next shower because we need a product in there to slip for some
Lola
slip.
V, it'll get you every time. That'll be great. Also, I'm trying to think of the other one. I love Kinky Curly.
Remember No More Tangles?
Kinky Curly has one. Also,
Kinky Curly.
One of those detangling brushes. They really have one.
Like a tangle teaser? That's what I was thinking.
Like he needs like a tool.
With good grip. Right now he's got like the wet brush, which has a handle, which is like his smaller hands. It's not.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on the same page.
Okay. So we still, at 10, they are not autonomous beings.
No, you still have to get in there and help them. Soon.
Okay.
Let's hope soon they can
Let's hope. I know there'll be a moment when Orion's like, I don't want to go to mom's shop. I want like the cool kid barbershop.
Yeah.
And then
Although this shop is really cool. So I feel like he feels like I'm cool, like I'm getting my hair done at this place in Harlem that does locks, like for women, men, whoever.
Oh, it's unisex. Okay.
It's unisex. It's all sex, all genders. It's great. Because I've threatened a few times, like, we'll just cut off your hair. Like, if you don't want to, like, keep up with it, we'll just cut off the locks. And he's like, no. He thinks it's cool. To your point, like, these boys around their hair, he's like, no, this is cool. Like, kids at school like it. So I know he knows he looks good.
Yeah, for him, it's like a little rocker look, I guess. And I'm like, okay, fine. As long as we brush it. Anyway.
Yeah. All right.
I'm glad. I feel validated and justified. I was like, Julie will set me straight.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Of course. I'm here for you all the time, girl.
Yeah, that's a little beauty chat, but we have some news to get into. Should we take a quick break and then we'll talk beauty? Okay, so you sort of alluded to this, Julie. You were like, well, sometimes I get taken places by brands for free. I know everybody out there knows how this works in the beauty world. Like gifting of experiences and things happens, right?
Yeah.
I like how open you are about it, though.
I mean, you gotta be sometimes.
Yeah. But I feel like everybody thinks everything is like that now, even with influencers. So that's why I was very intrigued by this story. Our new intern, Lexi, shout out to Lexi from Seton Hall University. She brought me this to my attention. I thought it was so interesting. It was a LinkedIn post by this woman named Millie Henderson. She works at Great Influence, which is an agency in the UK. It does like social media strategy. And she was talking about the new Tarte strategy. Now, Tarte got themselves in trouble with those press trips, we all remember. But then they sort of rectify it. They're taking a group of people on a trip. Lately, their new thing to get people to talk about their beauty products on their content that they create is they're gifting completely unrelated products. So they're giving out Hermes bracelets to influencers. So I just want to read something that Millie said. She said, let me ask you this. What does an influencer who could earn approximately $10,000 a month need with a new Hermes bracelet? Okay, fair point. The bracelets are like $500, $550, I think. She says, this kind of gifting is starting to alienate the very people who matter most, the actual customers. Unless you're a super high-end luxury brand, giving influencers such extravagant gifts feels disconnected from your consumer base. Here's my question. I was like, do you think Tarte meant for them to then show their influencers, I got an Hermes bracelet, here's Tarte's newest product?
I'm going to venture to say no. I'm pretty sure they didn't want them to disclose the fact that they're also gifting this on the side.
That's what I was thinking.
Unless you explicitly say to them, don't say you got this gift. Because we know there are some luxury brands who we've gotten gifted from like around, let's say, Christmas time.
That used to happen to me when I was at,
They
magazines.
Do not talk about the gift that we're giving you.
Well, here's the other thing. If the FTC gets involved, I remember when we first got the FTC guidelines as magazine editors, every single, even if it was just like, here you go, here's a chapstick, came with a little note that said, per FTC guidelines, make sure you mention that this is gifted.
So you're saying maybe that's happening and they have to say that they were gifted it?
Oh, no. Actually, now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe that is what's happening. But to me, this one just feels like a bribe almost because it's like...
Yeah, it's a butter up. It's a butter up, right? It's saying, what else can we give you? We've given you all the products, right? We've taken you on a trip or something.
Free product isn't moving the needle with influencers anymore.
Right. And I think it's also probably a way for them to offset costs, meaning... instead of giving you 5 G's for that Instagram reel, we'll give you $2,000, but we gifted you a Hermes bracelet. And then it's kind of like, I'll take that deal. Or like they've given me these nice gifts in the past. Now maybe I'll give them more of a friends and family discount on my rates. I don't know.
Or they don't do rates and it's like, hey, that brand that gave me the Hermes bracelet, I'm just off the cuff going to talk about their thing, not
to your point, like a bribe. Like it's just like, oh, I'm going to stay in good with this company because they're gifting really nice gifts beyond their product. Let me just make sure I'm constantly talking about them so that I stay on their gifting radar.
And I feel like that was when I was at magazines, like at the height of this, like in 2012 or 13, at Christmas time, you'd get like unrelated fashion merchandise from luxury brands from beauty lines. And you sort of, one magazine I worked at, you had to log it all. If you're at certain, like the New York Times and other magazines, I can't remember them all, you can't even
like
accept
WWD,
it.
you can't do that.
Correct. But where was I at the time? Maybe Prevention magazine? It was just like, yeah, you can keep it, but don't let it influence your coverage kind of vibes. So
Right.
I don't know. But at the end of this post, this is the part that really got me. She was like, here's a better idea. So there's this influencer, Anna Paul. Guys, I'm going to admit, I have no idea who this woman was. Sorry to this woman. I've never heard of her.
Sorry to that lady.
And she has a beauty line called Paullie Skin. Have you ever heard of that line?
No.
I felt like I was not doing my due diligence as a beauty editor. Well, now I've heard of it because of what happened. So what she did is she went to the warehouse where she ships out these Paullie Skin products, which are apparently great products. People love them. They talk about them. It kind of looks like Bioma or Bubble. It's got that like preppy girl vibe. And she had like a Tiffany jewelry, a Louis Vuitton wallet, a Dyson hairdryer. And she randomly is going into orders that are shipping out of like the nice middle range price skincare and putting in these surprise, like Willy Wonka style.
That.
Isn't that fun?
Have you been seeing that with like the mommy stuff where like she deserves the purse? People putting money into like diaper boxes. Yeah.
Is it the
putting,
brands doing it or?
No, random people, just like angels being like, moms and parents need money. And so people with extra money will like literally go, you know how sometimes there's that handle on the side of like the diaper box? So putting the money into the side.
Like at the Target, they'll just put a little $20 bill inside.
Yeah. And then so when you open up the box at home, there's money inside. Or they'll leave like little purses, like, I don't know, like
sweet.
Goodwill purses on the shelf. And you open it up and there's a note like, here's $100 you deserve.
Okay, I'm not going to do this, but you know how we get beauty products and then we have to do a closet clean and donate and whatever.
Yeah.
What if I just take all my unused beauty products unopened and go to Target and stick the small ones inside the handles of the Huggies? This feels like I'm probably going to get, that's criminal though,
Let's just
isn't
not
it?
talk about it. Let's do it. We'll talk about it off air.
But so she did this. And I think if it were me and I was like on the line, I'm like, should I buy her moisturizer or not? And I saw her just put a Louis Vuitton wallet. So then all the people are making videos as they unbox their products, which is great marketing, right? Like hoping maybe I got the golden ticket. And so one girl's like holding up her little box to hold the moisturizer. And she's like, I'm thinking there's not a Dyson air wrap in here.
I love it.
I was like, how's she going to put that one in?
But I do like the idea of like, why are you putting this money towards the influencers and not your customers? I do think that is a real, like the crux of this argument of like, yes, these influencers are making money anyway. They're going on the trip. You're probably paying them to put up content. Do they need an Hermes bracelet? Probably not. And could you use those funds to do something really cool for your customers that are actually spending their hard-earned money? Absolutely. So I just think it's a nice reminder to brands of like, okay, let's think about reallocating our funds in a way that makes sense and is pouring into the people that pour into us.
And in our post-capitalist society, just thinking about the business side of that, user-generated content. Like it's good for the heart, but it's also good for the bottom line of the company. They're going to start talking about your brand, even if they're not an influencer.
Absolutely.
Nano influencers are hot, guys. That's what I heard.
Hot. And I'm telling you, if you really like go down a rabbit hole and look at the people who have been talking about your brand for years, those are your influencers. Those are your people. Those are the people that when they're out with their girlfriends, they're telling them you need to buy this serum or you need to buy this mascara or whatever it is. Like they might not have hundreds of thousands of followers, but they are making a person-to-person transaction for you.
Yeah, you still trust your friends and word of mouth more than, especially now that there's so much money in the whole influencer game. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, I read this story and I was like, oh, I've never talked about this with Julie. I'm so curious to hear what you think. So a new British GQ story came out and it was all about the rise of veneers in Hollywood. And a particular dentist who's like doing everybody and how pretty much every celebrity has veneers. And in there, they talk about also how the movies just look different because you look at the people's faces and sometimes, depending on the person, you just can't stop concentrating on those teeth. What's your take on the veneer situation?
Sometimes they look too, what do I want to say? Like horse-ish.
Uniform?
They're like too big for their mouths. I think you gotta I think sometimes it's just too much. It's too distracting, to your point. Like, it's just too much.
It's the same with like the Real Housewives. There's an aesthetic, like the plumped lips. There's also the plumped teeth, the even whiter ones. But even the natural looking ones where it's like, that could be a natural looking smile, maybe. It's still so symmetrically uniform the way real teeth just don't grow. Have you ever gotten anything done in that
I
world?
have not. I have my mother's smile. I have her teeth, which I love, but I've also felt the pressure as someone who like does the Today Show every now and again and like does a lot of forward-facing things. I'm always like, I have like a little chipped tooth on the front bottom. And as you know, as editors, we get offered these things all the time. Like I said, I've been offered Botox on a daily basis, a BBL, like
Wait, here's the
veneers.
headline. I got a celebrity smile. How many friends have we seen do that where they're like, I'll try this treatment for the story.
And we're guinea pigs. We're guinea pigs. I've done a lot of things. I did that cool sculpting and totally effed up my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done things to our bodies that...
Wait, you did cool sculpting but not yet Botox?
Right, because it's not a needle. Cool sculpting was just like chilling the fat.
It seems benign because it's a paddle.
But you know, there was a whole class action lawsuit, which I probably should have been in, around cool sculpting, because it did definitely not like F up my back in a way that I can't move or like go on with my life, but aesthetically, it did not do what it was supposed to do. And it actually created my back folds to be like more pronounced. It's fine. Life goes on.
I mean, famously, Linda Evangelista had
Exactly. But anyway, back to the teeth. I have been like, I should get, because I have a little bit of a gap, like all of these things. I'm like, maybe I would get better, or I would get more work, or I would be like seen as more beautiful and like attractive to do things if I got that done. And then I'm just like...
Then I just kept living my life.
I'm also terrified by the dentist. Like, I'll go, obviously, to get them cleaned and all of that stuff. But, like, the dentist, actually, I'd rather give birth to another child than go to the dentist.
Oh, wow.
And get, like, work done is what I'm saying. Not, like, cleanings. Right. Cleanings are fine. But, like, I've had a root canal. I'd rather push another baby out of my vagina.
Well, the other thing is these veneers are not like, I've had many years of orthodontia. That's one thing, right? It's like minimally invasive. Veneers are, you're filing down your, in most cases now, teeth so that when those veneers come off, which they will in 10 to 15, 20 years, like they don't last forever, you have little nubbins.
Nubbins? Wait, were you talking about nubbins in the sense of like, so when you get the veneers, they have to like shave down your teeth, right? There's no going back. It's not one of those things where it's like, oh, let me just get some veneers. If they don't work out, we'll move on. No, they like shave down your teeth to nothing.
That's what I'm saying. And it's one thing if you're a celebrity and you spend all that money, but what if a regular person does it and then 10 years from now you don't have money and you need your nubbins fixed? I don't know. I briefly looked at the visuals online of like what your teeth look like before the veneers get on. And I was like, nope. Nah, it's never even going to be a thing that I ever even consider. Thank you.
Absolutely. We're on the same page. We're not doing it.
But do you think it's ruined movies? Like this other article that I'll link to, it was, I think, let me see who wrote this. They were talking about Dune. Remember Dune 2? So Zendaya has famously, but why is this famous? Not gotten her teeth fixed. And I can't believe I'm even saying fixed. She has like a gorgeous smile.
We shouldn't have to.
Yeah, it's a natural looking smile. And I remember anytime I see her like in Challengers, I was like, oh yeah, she seems so real because she doesn't have fake teeth. So she feels like a real person, not an actor. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, I'm just going to throw this out there. This is something you should know about me. I don't watch any of those Dunes, the Star Wars of it all, the Star Trek. Like, I'm not that girl, not even like a Harry Potter girl. I don't know. I just like, I'm a nonfiction chick. So I don't know these references you're saying. However, I do.
Challengers? The threesome movie with Zendaya? No? Okay.
No, I love Zendaya though.
With the tennis? Okay.
I also think it's a factor of you need actors to look like real people because aren't they portraying real people? They're not portraying famous people. Sometimes they are. And then you have a prosthetic or something like then they should make a veneer set of teeth for you to wear for that movie if this particular character has perfect teeth. But most people are walking around with imperfects / their own unique smiles. So you're usually portraying people that are just regular people. Why would they have these perfect teeth?
It should be the other way around. That's so funny. We had on the guy who makes the prosthetics, like he did Kirsten Dunst's braces once. He did Ma Rainey. I forget which actress played Ma Rainey, but like had the metal from the 1920s. And that he said his work is even harder now because they all have such perfect teeth that he has to make a full set to give them like historically accurate looking teeth.
This is what I'm saying. What happened to just like whitening your teeth? Just whiten them. They could be a little whiter.
Or don't whiten them and just like, there's one that's painful, snag that guy and bring him back into the row, with a little whatever. Clearly, I'm not a dentist.
You're like,
lasso that incisor and pull it back down. Is that how it works?
Lasso that tooth and bring it over to the side.
Like sometimes there's like that one guy that's like out of the way. Maybe you fix that. Anyway.
Yes.
The whole point being, like, you can't even watch a movie now and not start thinking about the teeth, which I fully agree with.
And honestly, I was not hyper aware of this, and now I'm going to be. So thank you. So now the next time I watch a movie, I'm going to be like,
oh no,
I'm going to be all up in their mouths.
Especially if it's historical fiction or it's like, a period piece. You're going to be like, they definitely didn't have teeth like that in the medieval ages or whatever.
Absolutely not. But have you seen also these fake veneers, like specialists that are putting fake veneers on people? It's almost like the BBLs that are happening in seedy hotel rooms.
I got served when I was working on a story. Like I started getting served the ads for them, like the mail order veneers. But then I'm like, there are people who have lost a lot of their teeth. And you know what? I don't want to, like, they need to go get a job and they need to look presentable because nobody wants to hire someone in customer service who's missing 7 of their teeth in the front row.
It's a big factor for employment. It for sure is.
Teeth,
it's like
right?
Teeth are a whole thing. I did a whole project
People are
in college.
Going to make assumptions about drug use or something like that. There are certain illnesses that can cause teeth problems. So like, you might have to go in with some of these less than ideal veneers just to sort of get a job. Class, like pretty privilege. It's a real thing.
But maybe there should be a program around that about helping people get a smile. I'm sure there is. Like, we'll Google this later.
I remember when I worked at a tattoo magazine, one of the dermatologists that I sort of worked with again and again, he worked with formerly incarcerated people if they had face tattoos or questionable tattoos from like a gang affiliation or some group that they didn't want. And he would do free laser removal on the tattoos to help them as they were looking for a job. I bet you
Amazing.
I'm sure there's okay, we're going to look into this.
We're going to look into it.
Yeah, because now that it is a thing, let's make sure everybody can get on board and have the smile that they want to do what they need. Except for the actors. They need to just chill. They need to chill with these teeth.
They need to chill. But they could live with nubs. Anyway.
Stop saying nubs. Okay, speaking of chill, love a segue. Science Corner. Let's talk about aromatherapy. Does it really work? So here's the thing. I'm sure you've interviewed an aromatherapist in your day. And I feel like every time I have, I'm like, is this real? I'm not saying it's like astrology levels of not real.
Look, there's a level of woo-woo.
It's a little woo-woo in that they're like, okay, lavender is relaxing, peppermint is uplifting. And then you can always cherry pick a study or two showing you that. But I'm also like, sure, lavender is relaxing. You smell it and you think of the spa. So it's reminding you of the spa and that's why you're relaxing. I'm not about to say that the essential oil is the reason. Well, Julie, there are some researchers that wanted to get to the bottom of this. So a new study in Natural Product Communications, which is absolutely a journal that everybody should read, decided to look into, in a very small pilot study, if aromatherapy works if you can't smell the oil. So I was like, wait, what? Isn't that the whole reason it works? No, a true aromatherapist will tell you it's the act of the essential oil on the parasympathetic system that is like relaxing you. So what they did is they took only 10 people. They put like swimmer's nose plugs on the people so they couldn't smell anything. And they did this like 3 weeks apart, placebo, blind, controlled, all that. They had an aromatherapy treatment, which was basically just like somebody rubbing an oil onto their arm, not even like giving them a massage. And the placebo was macadamia nut oil. So they couldn't even smell the macadamia nut oil, but that is not known as an essential oil used in aromatherapy.
Right.
Then
it's like a carrier oil.
Correct. They also did it with 1% lavender oil mixed into the macadamia. So that would be more like what you would do in an aromatherapy treatment. They found that in the treatment where there was the lavender oil, again, nobody could smell anything. The parasympathetic response was heightened significantly. And the way they measured that, I looked into this, I was like, whoa. They do heart rate variability and heart rate, and they do an index with some math to figure out, yes, you've triggered or untriggered or affected in some way that whole fight or flight, which is what aromatherapists always, like, they always bring it up. They're like, oh, we're constantly in fight or flight mode in modern day, and aromatherapy
this will
helps
help
us
you.
help relax you. So,
and it actually works.
They really did say, like, we're just showing you how we can continue to study this because this is by no means the proof. But they were like, it's not just the scent, which then now I'm thinking of all the perfume companies that try and tell us about the relaxing scent of lavender or these other essential oils that we hear about again and again. So maybe now they're going to have to like redo and do one of those water-based fragrances and put some essential oils into the topical. Like, so when you spray it on, you still get that. Isn't that crazy?
I think it's kind of cool. And it just shows like the magic that we don't have control. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like there is things happening that we can't see or control in like a very cool way.
And don't you think our ancestors knew this? There was a reason these same oils got used again and again in multiple cultures for the last thousands of years. Like, nobody just decided one day, lavender might be good.
They're sitting up on their cloud in heaven or wherever being like, we told you. Glad it took you this long to figure it out, but whatever.
The healers, they were like, we knew it. Even if we didn't have like double control blind placebo. That's not, I just threw out some science words, but you know what I mean.
But I know what you mean. But between that and a therapist, I think we'll be in better places in life.
Yeah. I also like that means I could just do this to myself. You don't need the person sitting there giving you a big massage or choosing the exact right oils. Like, you throw a little bit 1% lavender in there, give yourself a little pulse point squeeze, rub on the temples or whatever you like.
But I do like a good rub down. I like hands being placed on me and rubbing the things away.
But then we got another variable introduced, Julie.
I get it. But like, I just want to up the ante. We know it works without the hands, but like, let's make it work
Let's get double.
Overtime.
Let's have all the ways we can get out of fight or flight. I hear you. Yeah. So that's a little science corner for everyone.
I love that.
Yeah. Let's take a quick break and then we'll raise a wand. It is time to raise a wand. Before we get into it, I have to share this first voicemail I got because, Julie, I don't know if you remember, this might have been like a couple weeks ago at this point. We had a listener call in who wanted help with like applying her back lotion. And Jess and I went off on a tangent. We had a lot of questions. Anyway, I just got this voicemail.
Hi, Jess and Jen. Just calling back in regards to my product request. I'm the one who called about the back lotion. Georgina, if you really must know my name, I should have clarified. It was for like a tanning lotion. I was like using like a gradual because I was going to a wedding and I had this like horrific tan line on my back and I couldn't reach to apply the specific lotion. I really enjoyed you guys trying to figure out what the fuck I was talking about. So yes, I'm definitely going to look at the product recommendation from Jen. I think that will be super helpful. The little handle thing situation. Anyway, thank you guys. That was fun. Bye.
Oh my God. Okay, so that makes sense, right? Like, I get you. We're beauty girlies, so I get it. Like, why is this so important to you?
Why is the center of the back the thing?
And that makes sense now. See, this is what happens when there's dialogue, when we interact as a community and we can learn the things. And it's like, yes, sis, you need the self-tanner to go on the back and evenly and perfectly.
We were just grasping. We were hoping we were getting there. But I did also have questions like, wow, is the center of your back very, very dry? But now we have clarification. Right. So
I mean, that's genius. Like, I love the fact that you guys had this dialogue that she called in. She was like, I get it. This is why.
That's the best part about Fat Mascara. Well, the current dialogue we have going with our listeners from last week was homework that we want to know what beauty gifts have been meaningful to people. I don't know how I got onto this, but partially because it's sort of holiday shopping time, but also Thanksgiving's coming up. And so before I play, we're starting to get answers from listeners. But Julie, I'm curious. In your lovely life so far, has there been a beauty gift that has been meaningful to you? I guess I'll let you sub because you go ahead.
Look, there's been a lot. I mean, I think my mom was a beauty junkie growing up. So, like, there was always things around. Obviously, now being an editor, there's so many amazing, beautiful gifts. Like, there is this Cartier perfume bottle that has my name engraved on it. And because my name is spelled so differently, Julee, like anything with my name on it is just like, it's just like pure love to me that somebody would take the time to like spell my name right. Cause I'm like Julie Wilson, like who's that bitch? Not me.
Aww.
So I love that. But growing up, I think probably the thing that touched me the most was my grandmother getting me like a bonnet for my hair. So like a protective bonnet, like my first bonnet. It felt like very grown up. It felt very, and like I was little. I think I was probably like 5 or 6. Like you start wearing bonnets young in the Black community. And now I have given a bonnet to Orion for his locks, bringing this back to his hair. He has a bonnet he sleeps with every night to protect his hair. So it's very...
As he should.
It's like this whole thing that we have in our community and like, it's just
like
beautiful.
There's also beauty products tied to rites of passage kind of in a way because you enter that certain next, I'm big kid enough to take care of my hair or whatever it is. Mine being, I shared about the caboodles. I think you heard that story.
Yes.
But I'm still curious what people are saying. So I want to keep this homework going, but let's listen to this from a listener. I think this is Madison. Take it away.
Hi, Jess and Jen. This is Madison from St. Louis. I was calling to tell you about my most meaningful beauty gift that I've received after hearing the question on the most recent episode of the pod. I remember probably 10 or 11 years ago, I was 16 or 17 in high school, and my dad asked me for a list of ideas for holiday gifts. And I sent him probably 8 or 10 things. They were all from Sephora. Nothing like crazy huge or anything, but just to give him a variety of ideas. And he ended up going to Sephora and handed the list to 2 employees who got everything from the list for him. He said he spent so much that they rang a little handbell when he checked out. And I honestly don't even remember everything that was on the list except for the Peter Thomas Roth mix and mask set. It was like this 6-pack of mini masks in little tubs. And again, like it wasn't a bunch of crazy expensive stuff or anything, but it was just so funny that my dad, who knows nothing about beauty or anything even a little bit related to makeup, just wanted to make my holiday special by getting me everything that I wanted that was related to beauty that year. So yeah, this is a fun question. Love the pod. Can't wait to hear the Halloween episode and everything else related to beauty coming up in the next couple months. Bye.
I love this so much. I love everything about this. I can just picture dad just being like, I don't know which of these things, which one. I'm just going to get him.
What a dad. Also, Daddy Warbucks. Like, I know that was not a cheap trip. I mean, if they're ringing bells and stuff.
I remember that Peter Thomas Roth little 6-pack of masks. That itself was a gift.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying, like, if Sephora is ringing bells, like, because let's be honest, I'm sure the average transaction at Sephora is somewhere between like $50 to $100, like for sure.
Oh, at least.
So if you're getting things off a whole list, we're talking money, right? And they're going out of their way to ring a bell. Daddy was dropping bags.
But let's also let's not make it about the money.
No.
As she pointed out, let's reward dad for going in the Sephora.
For sure, but
it's like a foreign land for a lot of straight men.
He didn't know what he was getting to. Because my husband even sometimes like I'll bring home product and I'll be like, wow, like look at this lipstick, babe. Like just so beautiful. The Bullet. It's like from a luxury brand or whatever. I'm like, it's $60. He's like, screw what? He was like, if that wasn't $6, he was like, I would look at that and be like, that's like $6, maybe $10. And I'm like, oh, you have no idea what this world is. So I know Daddy went into that store like, oh, whatever. She wants some face cream. Let me get her some $10
But let's
face
both be
cream.
honest. But the best gifts you've gotten, I bet this, not beauty gifts, but the best gifts, it has nothing to do with the price ever.
For sure.
A good
For
gift.
sure. That bonnet that my grandmother got me probably cost $5.
Yeah. I want to keep this going. Like, don't be surprised if I make this the homework like all the way till Thanksgiving, because I feel
it's honestly
like
amazing homework.
it's so good because you get to know a person when you hear what is meaningful to them, but also just, I don't know, this is one of those stories where like a beauty item opens up a larger conversation. So keep the stories coming.
It's
Call
so
us.
heartfelt.
646. It's so heartfelt. 646-481-8182. You can always also just make a little voice note if that's your thing and send that to info@fatmascara.com. Tell us your most meaningful beauty gift you've gotten, even if it's beauty adjacent, something from the heart.
Something that makes you feel beautiful.
Exactly. Julie and I want to know, and so does Jess, and so does Garrett. Let's raise a wand to a product we love. Maybe something makes you feel beautiful. What do you have for us this week, Julie
All
Wilson?
right, I got a brand spanking new product that just hit the market, sis.
Here she comes, salesman.
Pattern
Whoa,
Beauty's
okay.
steamer. Now, I don't know if you incorporate steam into your regimen, but us curly girls, us textured girls, love a good steam. Our hair is tight and coily or kinky, and like it needs a lot of moisture and hydration. That's all we talk about in our community. And so having a steamer is kind of a luxury thing because they usually come in these big contraptions, or like you only get a steam treatment
Like
done.
a hood.
Yeah, like a hood, or like sometimes they have kind of like a bonnet one that does it, but they're still like clunky.
With the tube that connects to, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Or you get a steam treatment when you go to the salon, right? And if you're not going to the salon regularly, it's kind of just like this extra little treat that you get while you're there. Well, bring it on home, Pattern Beauty. Now we have it handheld, super nice. There's like this diffuser detachment to like get the hair up. It
looks like a hair dryer. But the base of it has like a reservoir, it looks like, yeah?
Yes, there's a reservoir, so it'll steam. Then you can take that part off, and it has these prongs so that you can like really get in there.
Talk to me about what's on the hair while we're steaming. Like you want to put some sort of conditioning treatment first, right?
You can have like a mask, some type
like nobody's out here just steaming for the sake of the water, right?
Right. So the masks and like treatments you put on like in between your shampoo and your conditioner or whatever in the shower. When you're doing like your everything shower and you're like staying there for a long time. This is like a little extra that you would maybe wash your hair, put the treatment on, get out of the shower. So this is a wash day moment. And then go through this with the mask or the treatment in your hair so that it's really opening up the cuticles and penetrating and getting that hydration into your strands of your hair.
Excuse my ignorance. Why would I want a deep conditioning treatment on my hair, whatever my lovely thing is, and why couldn't I just no, that makes no sense. A blow dryer would obviously just like dry out whatever product I just put on there.
Right.
So I want the warmth, but I want it to be a wet warmth.
You want it to be a wet warmth. It really opens up the cuticles and it doesn't damage the hair.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why you do a steamy towel wrap after a deep conditioning treatment.
Right.
But this
or when
is
you're getting facials, and they have the steamer coming down on your face to open up your pores.
A girl with rosacea does not like that.
Right.
Something about me, Julie. Opposite.
Something that you need to know.
Keep the steam away from my red ass face.
Yeah.
But nobody needs that here.
This is like a game changer because it is just something that you wish that you could incorporate into your wash day at home. But then you're like, I don't want to like pull out the big clunky one, or I don't know. Like it's just genius to have it so compact and like ready to go so that you can give your hair some extra TLC.
Or someone in your family. I feel like I would also pull that out for like a fun treatment for like a friend. Like, I don't know. It feels fun.
It is really nice.
Or maybe Miss Ellis Ross could do it for me.
Come on, Tracy.
Like I would love to sit there and have her chat with me while we steam.
I believe in all the things that she puts out.
That's fun.
I've talked to her several times. She's very passionate about it. And like she gets it. She lives the life. This is all, again, about culture. She understands textured hair to such a deep degree and then creates products for us. I mean, it's smart. It's beautiful.
I love that. And that's like now you can get it at Ulta. You don't have to go to some like specialty supply store for your steamer.
Exactly. It's a little pricey.
I think the people who are taking the time, who want the steam, are like, they're into it, right?
I think it's about $180. in that range.
Okay.
So it's not completely cheap, but it's not a cheap item. It's like a nice tool. And if you use it enough, I mean, do the girl math. It pays for itself. Once you get the hair is juicy and joyful, $180 is nothing for juicy and joyful hair.
I hear you. All right, raise a wand to that.
Yeah.
Does it have a name? Did I even ask? It's just a steamer. It's a pattern steamer. I'm sure if we Google it.
It's the hair steamer. It's called the hair steamer.
Okay. Thank you. I love when a brand is just so straightforward with the name of the product. Help us all out here.
It's not like steamy sidekick or something. I mean.
Yeah, like, or remember when there was some blow dry bar and every different kind of blow dry was like a drink? Like there was the martini versus the whatever it was. And
just tell me what I'm getting.
Chill. I want the straight one. I want the wavy one. Thank you. Yeah, we'll put a link to that, by the way, on fatmascara.com. Yeah. Okay, me.
Yeah. I want to know what you're digging these days.
Oh, Furcy Botanic is a brand that launched in 2023 based on Haitian cultural heritage, the ingredients from Haiti. And I tried it once and I like, lovely. Was there anything that stood out for it? No. But I just kept coming back to this one from it that's just been growing and growing. You know, it's like a sleeper hit. It's a sleeper razor.
I like when there's a product that's been kind of like collecting dust or I've been like, it's not for me. And then you try it and you're like, hold on.
Is this the Nicole Scherzinger of beauty products?
I love how we bring everything back. Yes. Like we're really storytellers on high. But it could be Nicole's out here killing the game. You're about to put this.
She was just sitting here and she was like, love me. What is going to make me revive? So what made me revive is, this is, by the way, the Dijon Jean. That's a fruit from, I believe it's a fruit from Haiti but there's a bio-fermented version of it in all their skincare. Beautiful for your skin. I love a bio-fermented product. But this is the Essence Eclat. So it's an instant radiant mist. And I love a little mist when I'm feeling dry or gross or just like almost eye strain. Like I'll close my eyes and just, while I'm working at the computer. But something about the scent of this has just kept me going back again and again.
The aromatherapy of it all?
Yes.
I'm just saying. Is it like, it doesn't have to be an essential oil, or is aromatherapy just aroma that therapizes you?
You know me, I had to get to the bottom of it. So I went on the website and I was looking at the ingredients and I was like, I don't think it's that fruit, whatever. And then I found that they sent all of their products with Haitian vetiver. While I'm in Paris, Quentin Biche, he's a famous perfumer. He did Chloe Nomad. He did Chloe Atelier de Fleur, Cedrus. He was talking about that scent. He took us through and let us smell vetiver from different places around the world, India, Sri Lanka, and Haiti. When I smelled the Haiti vetiver, when you have that moment, like, that smell? I was like,
that was it.
That's the smell. And it's the Furcy Botanic smell. And I am telling you, because I know you like vibes and not just like, what's the plant name? Haitian vetiver is green and grassy and earthy and smoky, but doesn't have as much smokiness as the other one. Vetiver can have that like dusty smokiness to it. This one has like more of like a lime and hay quality to. I'm still getting into notes. Okay, let me get vibe.
But what's the vibe? Like, where are you?
I've never been to Haiti, but I am in the Blue Mountains of Jamaica. Like, I'm in a tropical area, but I'm not at the beach.
Oh,
you hear me?
Yes, I
hear
that.
So I'm on the mountainous hill that I'm sitting on the beach, and I always look up there and I'm like, someone should go hike that hill. Now I'm hiking that hill.
You're hiking.
Yeah, and the green moisture of the plants all around me is just like the most relaxing thing ever. Maybe there's a fresh breeze that comes by and you smell the smoke fire. Like certain cities, like there's that smell of smoke fire in the air because of wood burning instead of like however the fires are made there. And that's the vibe. You are not smelling the smell in New York City. You're not in New York City
anymore. It takes you away. Calgon, take me away.
Haitian vetiver. So I don't know if I'm raising a wand to Haitian vetiver or Furcy Botanic's Essence Eclat.
Both. Two
It
ones.
could be both. And also, whoever makes Furcy Botanic, if you would like to make a perfume version of the scent of your products, I feel like other brands have learned this. Orbet learned this. Way learned this. People fall in love with the scent. Can you give me an oil? I want this in like an eau de parfum oil.
That's such a good idea. I hope they listen. You have to send this to them.
I will. Maybe they're listeners. I don't know.
I love that. Do you keep it? You just keep it by your desk, like by the computer?
Yeah, it's one of those like, okay, break between projects. Like, okay, we just edited that, and now we're going to write this. But we need a little cleansing moment. So we spritz. You get
it? I'm getting it. Done. I'm sold.
All right.
Sold.
Everybody's raising a wand to it. All right. Well, that was fun. And then we get our beauty sleep. We tied it all together there at the end, didn't we?
We really tie things together. I really appreciate the fact that how the conversations just vibe.
Editors or something.
I know. We're just like editors and storytellers, and we live for it. That's what we do.
Yeah. Go get your beauty sleep, everyone. We'll be back on Friday with an interview.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us, or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise a Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.